Hello, my name is Jay Bear, and welcome back to my survival series. This is episode 11, and in the last episode, well, we kind of just ran around gathering things. I went and got some brewing stands, picked up a bunch of other things in the nether. Specifically, I went to get blaze rods, because I want to be able to make a brewing room, a potion room. Mostly because I want to... Why can't I jump up this? Mostly because I want to start converting my villagers, and I put this dirt wall in front of them temporarily just to protect them and keep them safe until I put a building up. But I want to convert them all to zombies and convert them back so that I can get some cheaper prices on the items that they have. So I need some weakness potions for that, and in order to make potions I needed to go into the nether and gather up some blaze rods. Well, on my way back I dug a tunnel and I found a bunch of ancient debris, and I was able to convert my sword into a netherite sword, and I converted my shovel into a netherite shovel, and I still have two ancient... well, netherite scraps. I almost called them ancient debris scraps. So I still have those, and hopefully sometime soon we will be able to get a full set of netherite armor and gear. We're well on the way to having all netherite items. Everything's enchanted. I'm very happy with all of the items that I have and how well things are going in that area. It's taken a little while to get there. But one thing I'm also going to do too with the villager trading hall is this is going to expand out. It's definitely going to get bigger and have a lot more villagers, because I want to have every single book that I could possibly want as far as gear goes. So that way, if I ever lose this stuff, I can easily replace it. And I'll start making backup sets of gear as well. That's something that I want to work towards having, is that if I did happen to lose everything that I've got, it's not very difficult to replace it because I've prepared for that. Right now, it would be a huge pain. But in this episode, I'm going to build a brewing room, and I'm thinking I'm going to do it back here. Maybe it'll be an addition onto this building. Maybe it'll be its own building back in this area. And I think I'm also going to finally do something about this and how ugly this looks. I'm thinking about putting a building up around this, or maybe just converting this into another building. I'm not sure exactly what I'll do, but I'm going to do something about this, and also about this mess here, and this mess over here. Yeah, see? That's the problem. I really need to straighten all this up. I also need to start building on top of this. I have a lot of cleanup to do that way, and so I'm thinking that's what this episode is going to be about, is getting the brewing up and running, convert these guys, and then put some buildings up around all this stuff, and try to beautify this area a little bit, because for 10 episodes I've just been building things and not worried so much about how it looks. It's more about functionality. And I'd really like to make things look nice as well, so that I don't have to put dirt blocks in front of my villagers to protect them because they're inside of a building and they're already safe. So I'm going to get started on that, and we'll see how it all goes. Alright, so finally I have splash potions of weakness. I've got 10 golden apples here, and we're going to try converting some of these guys. We're going to start with this guy right here, because he's the pumpkin and melon farmer. Before I could even make these potions, though, I had to go gather more ingredients. Actually, it was brown mushrooms that I needed more than anything else. I had everything else, but I had to go find some mushrooms. So I thankfully found some large mushrooms, came back, bone mealed them, made more, and I've got tons of mushrooms now. And then I had to come over here and fix my sorting system. Apparently, somehow, at some point, water got down inside of here and washed it out. I think I know what it was too. At one point, I think I broke a block somewhere along here. I don't remember why, but it washed down into the bottom, took out a bunch of the redstone, and I had to fix up this sorter, which is why it's running now, because there's a lot of things jammed up in the system. But anyway, let's give this a try. It was this guy here, right? Yep, okay. So there he goes. Zombie should start hitting him. Come on, zombie. There he goes. And he shouldn't kill him, he should convert him into a zombie villager. So I'm playing on hard mode, and it's supposed to have a 100% chance that he will get converted. Now, okay, let me see. I was going to say I got to step back because he might be targeting me. There he goes. He is now a zombie. Alright, so let's hit him with Splash Potion. Give him the golden arrow, or not golden arrow, the golden apple. And now he's going to shake around for a little while. And eventually should turn back into a villager. Oh look, he's got boots on now. And hopefully lower his prices for me, so we will see. So I'll check back once he's done doing his thing. Alright, there he is. He is converted back to a normal villager. And let's see what his trades are like. Look at that, 1 pumpkin and 1 melon for 1 emerald. Let's trade a little bit with that guy. And 16 carrots. I still need to make a carrot and potato farm. And I think it affects the nearby villagers? No. See, I thought he would talk to them and say, hey, you know what this guy did for me? He converted me back into a normal villager. And he would, oh, I don't have enough melons. And he would tell them to lower their trades for me as well. Now he's only got melons. Okay, so anyway, that worked out pretty well. 1 melon and 1 pumpkin per emerald is much better than 6 and 4. So I'm going to go through and do some more converting of these guys and see what I can get their prices down to. And then after that, I think I'm going to start putting a building around this, and I'm going to make sure I have room over here to add another row of villagers along this side. So I got to figure out what type of building I'm going to place over this. But I'd really like to get something that will protect these guys so I don't have to keep piling dirt in front of them like I had before. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and keep working on these guys and then get started on building. Okay, well as you can see, I have not built anything around the villager trading hall. I've got some dirt blocks out here that I've been doing some planning and figuring out, you know, how many more villagers I can fit in here. But I got a little distracted. You see, there's torches everywhere. Everywhere. Because I installed this new mod called Mini HUD. And this red dome here, it shows the whole area around my base where mobs will spawn. And these numbers on the ground, this is the light level. And so I have gone around lighting up the whole area to make sure that mobs will not be spawning anywhere above ground. Because the idea that I have in mind for my villager trading hall is going to be kind of an open air design, and I don't want any mobs wandering in and killing my villagers. But I'm also going to secure it with some fences and gates and things like that. Also, over here, I haven't shown this on any of my videos yet, but I recently put a data pack on that lets me trade with wandering traders and actually get things that might be useful instead of the junk that he normally has. Oh, and look, if you look right over here, you can see there's some light levels that are still low that I need to go light up. But if I look here, you can see I've already traded with them. I've got these mini blocks here. And I give him like an emerald and an iron ore, and I'll get 8 mini blocks of iron ore. So I've traded with this guy everything that I could trade with him. I don't have any of these other things, or I can't make them, and so I've done everything that I could to trade with him. So this is all of the mini blocks that I have so far. I've got some duplicates of things. I got a lot of gravel for some reason. Whenever I see a wandering trader, I always just trade and get everything that I possibly can because I don't know what I'm going to need and exactly what I'm going to use these for. I'm thinking that maybe eventually, instead of using item frames, let me turn this thing off. Instead of using item frames on all of these, maybe I'll use the mini blocks because item frames are entities. And the more entities you have in your world, the slower it can run. Now, I don't have that many right now, but, well, I guess I do have a lot of cows. There's a lot of cows over there. But if I can cut down on entities, that could be a good thing, just because I don't want to end up having performance issues the more and more that I play in this world. So having these mini blocks as an option might be a good idea. And I can also use them for decorative purposes as well. Alright, and the sun has gone down, and this is what my map looks like. You can see the area that I've now lit up, and I think I've got it covered pretty thoroughly, although I didn't cover this mountain here because I don't think they spawn on snow. I'm not really sure. I'll probably go light up this area here, even though it is sort of outside of the 128 blocks. And in most areas, I did go outside a little bit, and it doesn't make sense that this little area here is like the only part I haven't lit up. Maybe, is this a dark spot or is that a tree? I don't know. But anyway, I should now have this area pretty well mob-proofed. And now they're all just going to spawn down in the caves, which I will probably have to go light up sometime eventually as well, just so that I don't have anything spawning in this area. But I really wanted to get the area around the villager trading hall secured more than anything else, just to make sure that my villagers will be safe. Alright, so I still haven't built anything around my villager trading hall yet. I have done some planning, like I mentioned before, and this is where the workstations will go, where all these grass blocks and dirt blocks are floating over here, to put in another 10 villagers opposite of these 10 over on this side. But one thing that I kind of realized is that when I go to build the villager trading hall that I have in mind, I need to kind of tear off the top part of this because this is not going to look right. Because what I've kind of gotten in mind is like an open market type of idea with striped tents that kind of go above them, or canopies. And it's not really going to work with this big huge thing on top. So before I build that, what I'm trying to do is perfect what I have here as far as villagers go. I took away the fisherman because I no longer needed him, and I have gone through and I have taken away some of the farmers. Like I let them out. Well, I turned them into a zombie, and then I let them walk out into the sun and burn to death. Yeah, I know it sounds kind of mean, but I wanted all of them to have a pumpkin and melon trade, and so I have changed all of them up so that I have melons and pumpkins on every single one of them. And I think they all have golden carrots as well. Eventually, someday I might want the golden carrots. So I went through, did that with them all, and I did this. Well, I didn't let any of these guys go, but I'm going to let one of them go, and that's this guy, my mending guy. And there's a reason I'm going to let that guy go, because all of the rest of these guys have glass, and I think they all have name tags available as well as a trade. Yes. But there's one person right here Nope. Here? Where is he? Here? Is it this guy? Yes. This is the guy that has Silk Touch, and he also got Mending. So this one here, this is actually my very best one, the one right in the middle of the librarians. So I've been doing some trading. I've got a bunch of books. I would probably never need this many. I've also been trading, getting a lot of glass. I've got some name tags and some lanterns. But it's time that I start giving some of these guys names. Do I have an anvil around here? Okay, I had to run over inside my base to my anvil over there. But it is this guy right here, right? Silk Touch, Mending, Glass, and name tags. And I will have to convert him to a zombie again to get this name tag to be even cheaper. Although emeralds honestly are not much of a problem for me. I've got a ton of them. So anyway, this one here, I have a name tag for him. And his name, well, actually it's a girl. This is her now, is Yellow Meanie. And Yellow Meanie is a friend that I've been playing Minecraft with for almost 4 years. And so I found it fitting to name this one after her. I'm also going to name my zombie. Okay, so I've got a name tag here for my zombie. Let's see if I can click on him. There we go. His name is Jim. Alright, so anyway, I have of course not done what I wanted to do in this episode where I was hoping to build a villager trading hall. I'm going to have to build it after I have villagers in place. And so, like, the one that I'm planning on putting over here, I'm going to need to build this setup first. Get the villagers in place, then I can build the building around them. But I can do this side right after I get this villager changed, because I want all of them to have glass available. It is really nice to be able to get as much glass as I need from these guys and not to have to make it myself. So we're going to let this guy go. So if we do that, and I need to get out of the line of sight of the zombie so he'll convert him for me. There we go. So he's been converted into a zombie. And then if I break this and I let him come out, he will burn to death. I know, it's a very, very mean thing to do to my villagers. I know I could just kill him right now, but the humane thing to do is to just let him burn up in the sun. Alright, so now that he is gone, I'll come back over here, put the lectern back in place, and then I'll take away that step there, and I'll go get another villager. And hopefully this guy will also get glass, because that's one thing I want all of my librarians to have, is glass available. Come on, get into place, dude. There he goes. Alright, he's in place. Let's put this up there. And what do we got? Fire aspect. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep taking his lectern away until I get something that I want to keep. And then I will level him up a little bit and see if we can get glass as one of his trades. Alright, well he's got thorns too. I think I'm going to keep that one. Because from my experience, whenever I've wanted to put thorns on something, it has been kind of a pain to try to get that as an enchantment. I'm going to go ahead and keep that one. I'm going to grab some emeralds here. And let's do some trading with this guy. Alright, he's got glass. Which is exactly what I wanted, because I use a lot of glass when I'm making farms and things. And now I am never going to have a shortage of glass, because I can just come over here and trade with these guys. And look at that, I've got over almost 4 stacks of glass just trading with them that one time. Alright, so anyway, that's what I'm up to right now, is this. And I'm happy with these trades that I have with these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and tear down what's up above, but I might not yet be able to build what I have in mind, because one thing I realized is I don't have all of the colored dyes that I need. You can see I've got some wool here. I've got red and white because I was able to make red wool, but I don't have enough flowers to make all the other colors of dye that I'm going to need. So I might need to work on getting some shepherds so I can get some dyes from them. So before I can even build that, I might need to build the other side of the villager trading hall, get some villagers that I can trade with, or maybe build some farms that are going to give me some dyes. Like, I want to build a cactus farm, which I've actually already started to plan out. It's going to go like right back in this area here, and it's going to unload into this system right here. And I want to build a carrot and potato farm, which will be back here in this area someplace as well, because that just gives me another option. Oh, and a wheat farm. Yeah, so this just gives me another option to trade with these guys, having carrots and potatoes as an option, and wheat. I think I'm going to start working on those things. I'm going to go ahead and take all this down because I'm done putting villagers in this side, and then I'll have all these materials to reuse over here. So that's what I'm going to do next, and maybe I'll start building up above here what I have in mind, but I won't be able to complete it just because I don't have all the right colors yet. Alright, so you can see I have now built up this side of the villager trading hall with all the villagers in place that I had before. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go with red for now, and I'll change it as I get other color dyes. And so I wanted a like open air market type of look to it, and I do need to kind of protect the perimeter of this a little bit more, just so that I don't have anything wander in here. There was just an Enderman jumping around here. I mean, even though I spawn-proofed everything in the area, there's still things spawning someplace, and I don't know where. I'll have to look around for that. But I was trying to get rid of this block back here. I was going to put fences there, and I had a problem with this villager. He escaped, and I had to get him back into place. Thankfully, that wasn't too difficult. And then I went and I built up this side here, which is a combination of the design that I have going on over here and the method used to get villagers into place. So it's kind of both. And I also cut down on the amount of glass in the front because glass is difficult to break once you need to remove it. And I will be removing all of the top of this, and it will eventually look like this one over here. And like I said, later on, switching some colors around. So there's 13 more places here. I've got spaces for masons, because I want to be able to get terracotta and bricks. And then I've got place for shepherds, so I can get dye and I can get wool. Colored wool even. And then I've got a place here for alchemists. Or no, they're not alchemists. What are these guys? Clerics. They're called clerics. I want to be able to trade in rotten flesh with these guys because I have a ton of rotten flesh. And then there's some ingredients that you can get from them for brewing that I think might be nice to have. And I've already got my zombie in place, and he's going to get a name. His name is Andy. And now we can let him wander around back there. One thing that I noticed as I was building this is that my sorting system right here, as I continue to expand it out this way, it is going to share this wall with the zombie container here. And it'll be alright, because he can't escape through here, so it's going to be fine to have some openings here and there, because he can't get through them. And it's not going to interfere with the way the sorting system works, so it's going to be okay the way they've got that set up. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring over the villagers and get them into place. Oh well, looks like he's in the wrong place. What did I do wrong? Oh no. Oh no, he's escaping. I've obviously done something wrong. Maybe I was supposed to have a block, something like that, because he's supposed to come through here. Or oh, you know what? Maybe he can climb down through the scaffolding. Alright, so let's try this again. And as far as that guy goes, there we go. Alright, so let's try this again. Okay, the second villager's on his way. Let's see if he goes where he's supposed to go. Yes, he fell right into place. And he should pick up his profession soon. Okay, so you can see I've got all of these noisy guys in place. I've got 5 stonemasons, I've got 5 shepherds, and I've got 3 clerics. That went relatively smoothly with just a little bit of a problem with the first guy because I didn't have some blocks in place up here. But I'm not going to tear down all of the infrastructure just yet that I used to get them in place in case I need to switch them up. I'm going to see how things go once I get going with trading with them. And then I'll go through and clean all that up, do something about this and the grass here, and turn this area into something that looks a lot nicer instead of, well, just a total mess of chests and various things. So it does need some work. But that's it for this episode. It's all I have time for. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time.